The final test is a test of sacrifice, the guardian announced. Its voice echoed like thunder through the cave, carrying a weight that pressed into their chests. Only a heart willing to give all can take the heart of the mountain. Adiza tightened her grip on the machete, while Fola intensively moved closer to Abeni, holding her daughter's hand. The guardian raised one massive hand and pointed to a small stone pedestal that emerged from the ground. On it rested a simple glowing bowl carved from the same shimmering crystal as the heart itself. "Place your offering here," the guardian said, his voice low and heavy. "But understand this, the sacrifice must be true. It cannot be taken back." Adisa stepped forward without hesitation. "I will give myself," he said, his voice steady. "Take me and let my daughter be free." Fola gasped, tears welling in her eyes. "No, Adisa, you cannot do this. She needs her father. She needs you." Adisa turned to his wife, his face calm but determined. "She needs both of us," he said, "but if one must go, let it be me." Before the guardian could respond, Fola stepped forward, her voice firm despite the tears streaming down her cheeks. "No, I will be the sacrifice. My daughter needs her father to guide her, to teach her, to protect her." Abeni's heart felt like it would break. "No, neither of you should sacrifice yourselves. It is my burden. I was born of the stone. I should be the one to give everything." The guardian's eyes glowed brighter, as if measuring the strength of their words. "The choice is yours," he said, his voice tingled with an odd sense of sorrow. "But know this, a sacrifice made from good carries the greatest power." Fola stepped closer to the pedestal, her hand trembling as she reached for the glowing bowl. "If my life can save hers," she whispered, "it is a price I am willing to pay." Adisa tried to pull her back, her eyes filled with desperation. "Fola, please, there must be another way." But Fola shook her head. "We've come this far to save our daughter, and I will not leave this mountain until she is free." She placed her hand over the bowl, and the glowing crystal began to pulse with light. A faint hum filled the chamber, growing louder with each passing moment. Fola closed her eyes, her lips moving in silent prayer. Abeni cried out, rushing to her mother's side. "No, I can't lose you, Mama. Please don't do this." Fola knelt down, taking Abeni's face in her hands. "My sweet child," she said, her voice soft but firm. "You are my miracle. The gods gave you to us, and we must honor this gift. I'll do this because I love you more than words can ever say." The guardian watched silently as the light from the bowl grew brighter, bathing the chamber in a warm golden glow. Fola's figure seemed to shimmer as if she were becoming one with the light itself. Abeni clung to her, tears falling freely. Just as the light reached his peak, the guardian raised a hand. "Enough," it said, its voice filled with an emotion that was almost human. "Your love has proven true. The mountain does not demand your life today." The story of Abeni and her family's journey had already spread through the village like wildfire, carried by the whispers of elders and the excited chatter of children. Everyone wanted to see the girl who had returned whole and free from the curse of the stone. The village gathered in the central square where Mama Jiro awaited them. The old seer stood by the sacred fire, a staff in her hand and a solemn expression on her face. She motioned for Abeni and her parents to approach. "Today, we honor the gods and the guardian of the mountain," Mama Jiro said, her voice clear and commanding. "They tested you and you proved your worth. You have shown that love and sacrifice are the greatest powers of all." She turned to Abeni, her gaze softened. "Child, the heart of the mountain has left its mark on you. Its power will remain with you, not as a curse, but as a gift. Use it wisely, for you are now tied to the spirit of the earth." Abeni nodded, her heart swelling with a mixture of pride and humility. "I will, Mama Jiro," she said. "I promise to honor the mountain and protect our village." In the days that followed, Abeni began to notice changes within herself. Her senses were sharper, She could hear the rustle of leaves from far away and feel the vibration of footsteps through the ground. Plants seemed to flourish in her presence, their leaves greener and their flowers brighter. It was as if the energy of the mountain had connected her to the life around her. One afternoon, while walking by the river, she noticed a group of children struggling to carry a heavy load. Without thinking, she stepped forward to help. To everyone's amazement, she lifted the log with ease, her strength far greater than before. The children stared at her in awe. "Abeni, you are so strong," one of them exclaimed. Abeni smiled, feeling a strange sense of fulfillment. She realized that the horsepower was not just a gift for her, but something she could use to help others. As the weeks turned into months, Abeni's connection to the earth grew stronger. She learned to sense when storms were coming by the way the wind shifted, and could find hidden springs of water by listening to the whispers of the ground. The villagers began to see her as more than just a girl. She was their protector, a bridge between them and the spirits of the land. One evening, a neighboring village sent a messenger to seek Abeni's help. Their crops were failing and they feared famine. Abeni agreed to visit them, accompanied by her parents and Mame Jiro. When they arrived, Abeni walked through the dry fields, her bare feet touching the cracked soil. She closed her eyes and focused, feeling the life buried deep within the earth. "There is water here," she said, pointing to a spot near the edge of the field. "Dig here and the crops will thrive again." The villagers followed her advice, and within days, a new spring emerged. The fields turned green once more, and the village celebrated Abeni as a whole. One night, she dreamt of the guardian again. In her dream, it stood before her, its massive form silhouetted against a glowing cave. "Abeni," it said, "you carry the mountain's gift, but the great power comes with great responsibility. The balance of the earth must be maintained. Use your gift wisely and remember that every choice has consequences." As the years passed, Abeni grew into a young woman, her strength and wisdom earning her a place of honor among her people. She became a leader, guiding the village through challenges and teaching them to live in harmony with the land. Her parents, Adisa and Fola, watched with pride, knowing that their sacrifice had not been in vain. The story of Abeni and the Heart of the Mountain became a legend, passed down through generations. Children gathered around the fire to hear the tale of the brave girl who was born of stone and saved by love. They learned that true strength came not from power, but the bonds of family and the willingness to sacrifice for others. And so, Abeni's name lived on, not just as a reminder of the trials she had faced, but as a symbol of hope and resilience for all who came after her. The gospel and her connection to the earth made her a symbol of harmony between humans and nature. However, with great power came new challenges, and Abeni's resolve was about to be tested in ways she never imagined. One morning, a messenger arrived from a neighboring village. Breathless and panicked, "Abeni," he said, bowing low, "we need your help. The river that feeds our land has dried up, and our crops are dying without water. We will not survive the season." Abeni's heart ached for the village, and she agreed to help. Accompanied by her parents, Adisa and Fola, and a group of villagers, she set out on the journey to investigate the dry land. The path to the neighboring village was treacherous, winding through dense forests and rocky terrains. As they arrived, Abeni felt the earth beneath her feet, searching for signs of water. The land felt parched and lifeless, as if something unnatural had caused the river to vanish. When they arrived, the sight was worse than they had imagined. The once thriving fields were dry and cracked, and the riverbed was barren, with no trace of water. Desperate, villagers approached Abeni, their faces filled with fear and despair. "We have prayed to the gods," an elder said, "but they do not answer. Please, Abeni, use your gift to save us." Abeni knelt by the riverbed, placing her hands on the dry earth. Closing her eyes, she focused her energy, listening to the whispers of the land. She felt a faint pulse deep on the ground, a sign that water still existed, but something was blocking its flow. Following the pulse, Abeni led the group upstream. When they discovered the source of the problem, a massive boulder had fallen into the river, blocking the water path. The boulder was not ordinary. It shimmered faintly, as if infused with magic. Mamejiro, who had joined them on the journey, examined the boulder closely. "This is no accident," she said gravely. "Someone has placed this stone here to stop the river. It is the work of dark magic." Abeni's heart sank. "Who would do such a thing?" she said. "They are those who seek to disrupt the balance of the earth," Mamejiro replied. "Jealousy, greed, and hatred can drive people to do terrible things. We must remove this boulder, but it will not be easy." The villagers worked together using ropes and tools to try to move the boulder, but it would not budge. It seemed as though the stone was anchored to the earth by an unseen force. Abeni knew that they needed more than physical strength to overcome this challenge. "Let me try," she said, stepping forward. She placed her hands on the boulder and closed her eyes, calling upon the energy of the heart of the mountain. She felt the familiar warmth in her chest as the power flowed through her, connecting her to the earth and to the stone. The boulder began to tremble, and a faint glow emanated from Abeni's hand. Slowly, the stone shifted inch by inch until it rolled away, freeing the water. Water gushed forth, flowing down the riverbed and filling the dry lands. The villagers cheered, their joy echoing through the valley. They rushed to the river, cupping their hands to drink the fresh water and offering prayer of gratitude. As the water returned, a figure emerged from the shadows of the forest. It was a man, his face twisted with anger and jealousy. "You ruined everything," he shouted. "The river was mine to control. Without it, they would have turned to me for help." Abeni stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "You sought to use the suffering of the others for your gain. The earth does not belong to any one person. It is a gift for all to share." The man sneers. "What do you know of power? You're just a girl." Before Benny could respond, Mamejiro spoke. "Power without compassion is a curse. Look at what your greed had done. The gods will not favor you for this." The man hesitated, his confidence faltering under the weight of their words. Realizing he had no support, he fled into the forest, leaving the villagers in peace. The experience taught the villagers an important lesson about unity and the dangers of greed. They worked together to restore their fields, planting new crops and strengthening their bonds as a family. As they returned to their village, Mama Ejiro pulled Abeni aside. "You have done well, child," she said. "But remember, there will always be those who seek to disrupt the balance. Stay vigilant and never lose sight of the love and sacrifice that brought you here." Abeni nodded, her resolve stronger than ever. She knew her journey was far from over, but she was ready to face whatever challenges laid ahead, armed with the strength of her family's love and the power of the earth. The experience left a lasting impression on Abeni. She realized that her journey was far from over. The earth was vast, and there were still many challenges to face and mysteries to uncover. But she knew she was not alone. With the love of her family, the support of her village, and the power of the heart of the mountain, she was ready to face whatever that laid ahead. Well, I've come to the end of this story. I hope you did enjoy it. Please subscribe to my channel. Invite your friends and your family to subscribe to Obegali Stories. For my returning subscribers, a big thank you. If this is your first time, you're highly welcome. Please subscribe and turn on your bell button to get latest updates.